Today on Sugar Spun Run, I'll be showing you how to make banana cookies. Hey Sugar Spun bakers, Sam here, and today I am so excited to be sharing another carefully tested, well-researched, and perfected recipe. Today we are making banana cookies, and unlike many versions of banana cookies that are thick and cakey, mine are nice and soft and chewy, and I think you are absolutely going to love them. Of course, we are loading them with chocolate chips and optional walnuts as well. Now we're going to start with 2/3 cup of well-mashed, nice, ripe bananas. For me, this is usually about 1.5 bananas, so I'm going to toss that in my mixing bowl. Now I just like to use a potato masher to mash the bananas, and again, you want to mash them really well. And note that the riper your bananas are, the more flavorful your banana cookies are going to be. All right, once I have my bananas nicely mashed, I'm going to add my butter. We are using 1 cup of melted unsalted butter for today's recipe. I love using melted butter because it helps contribute to that thinner rather than cakier, softer and chewier cookie that I was really aiming for when I developed today's recipe. Next, we'll add 2/3 cup of granulated sugar, and you'll also need 1 cup of brown sugar. Now you can use all light brown sugar if that's what you have on hand, but personally I like to use a blend of about half dark brown sugar and half light brown sugar. I feel like it just adds a little more dimension to the cookies. Next, we're going to need 1 egg yolk, and this is just the egg yolk. We're going to discard the white because again, the egg white would contribute to making the cookies cakey, which we don't want here. We'll add in that egg yolk. And we're also going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and we'll stir everything together until it's nicely combined. So another nice thing about today's recipe is there's no mixer needed. You can do everything by hand. All right, so now that I have everything nicely combined here, we're going to set this aside, and we'll need a separate bowl for combining our dry ingredients. We'll start with 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and we'll add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Whisk everything together so it's nicely combined. And then we'll bring back our banana mixture from earlier, and we're just going to gradually stir this into our wet ingredients until it's completely combined. I like to do this in about 3 parts. All right, now these cookies are great with chocolate chips, so today I'm going to be adding 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. You can use milk chips or semi-sweet chips. I am using a blend of both just because, again, I like the dimension of flavor using 2 different kinds adds. Now, whenever I make cookies that use chocolate chips, many of you know I like to reserve a few of those chips. We're going to use them to make our cookies look nice and extra pretty when they're finished baking. If you'd like, you can also add 1 cup of chopped walnuts, and that is what I'm going to be doing today. We'll stir this in as well, and you want to just get everything nicely combined. All right, this dough is looking pretty good, so now I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap, and unfortunately this dough is going to need to chill. I like to pop it in the refrigerator for about 60 minutes before baking it. Once you're ready to bake your cookies, you can go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll go ahead and uncover our dough, and I have a parchment paper lined baking sheet here. I'm just going to scoop the cookies by about 1.5 tablespoon-sized scoops and just drop that dough right on my baking sheet. Now you can just drop the cookies, but if you're looking for more uniform, prettier cookies, what you can do is you can actually take a scoop of the dough and just gently roll it between your palms. It is kind of a sticky dough, so your palms might get a little bit messy, but that's something you can do if you want your cookies to look a little bit neater. All right, once your oven has preheated, we'll go ahead and take these cookies over to our 350 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven, where you're going to need to bake for about 12 minutes. Once the cookies are finished baking, you're going to want to let them cool completely on their baking sheet before enjoying. Now, I did just want to point out that the cookie that we rolled between our palms just came out a little bit neater and a little bit rounder than the one next to it that we just dropped on the cookie sheet. Now, don't forget we reserved those chocolate chips from earlier. While the cookies are still warm, like 1 to 2 minutes within them coming out of the oven, I like to just gently nestle some chocolate chips on top. Just makes them look extra pretty. And that is how you make these nice, soft, and chewy banana cookies. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe, and if you tried this one out, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. That's good.